Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be unboxing a Darkglass M900 head, super cool, and I'm also going to be showing you or telling you how you can win it as well. We've had a massive leak in the studio, like huge, like 10 baths worth. Just some marigolds. I left on Friday evening and the boiler blew up and leaked all weekend. It's just soaked. The carpet is just absolutely sodden wet. And then it's also gone through the roof, through the floor, into downstairs where we've got another room as well. It's like dripping through the ceiling, like the full thing. I'm a little late to the party because this came out like about a year ago, I think. I did a video on the Alpha Omega pedal for the guys. Can I get in? New pedal that we'll be doing something with. Is what we're here for today. Microtubes 900. Can't get it open.
So, don't bottom. No. No.
Ah! There you go. Oh, gotcha. Here we go. Smells good. Stuff. Looks super sexy. Line thing on here. Thing. Foot switch thing. Kettle lead. Remember guys when these used to power kettles? Good old days. And that's it. So let's get plugged in. Okay guys, so I've got it all plugged in for you. Just to give you a rundown on what this is all about. In a nutshell, it's a 900 watt, 900 watt into 2 ohms Class D power amp. Because it's Class D power amp, it's nice and light. As with all the Darkglass stuff, it's made over in Helsinki in Finland, and it looks super sexy, as all the Darkglass stuff does. What I'm going to do is I'll take you on a brief tour of the amp itself. This is actually really simple to use because there's more to it than first meets the eye. In a nutshell, if I cover these, that's your amp there, right? This thing here is a distortion section, or actually 2 distortion sections that we'll talk about in a minute. They're really, really cool, and you can get some wicked tones out of it. But first of all, let me just talk about the amp part of it, the preamp and the amp, which is over here, okay? So first of all, you've got the gain, and we've got obviously the master over here. So the gain is, you know, how much gain you've got, and then you've got your overall master volume here, okay? So that's what these two do here. Then you've just got your EQ, so you've got your bass, you've got your low mids, you've got your high mids, and you've got your treble. As with anything, when I first plug in, I always set the EQ kind of to 12 o'clock just to give me a neutral tone, and that's what I've done here. Now my first impression of the thing is with this, the M900, it's definitely got a vibe of its own. It's definitely got a colour and like a kind of sort of like a aliveness of its own. It's not, I wouldn't say it's completely neutral. And for me, I actually really like that, because the thing that really turns me off about any kind of bass gear is when it is neutral, when it hasn't got any personality. Now that is, sometimes some people really love that neutral sound, right? And you'll hear, you know, amp manufacturers talking about it all the time. You'll hear about like luthiers, bass makers talking about it, you know, pickup manufacturers, we just want this like neutral, so you hear the instrument. I actually like stuff with personality. I like P-bass pickups, you know, because they've got a ton of personality. They haven't been made to be this kind of studio neutral sound, right? I don't actually want that. I want something with character. And the M900 is badass because it's really got a real vibe of its own. It's definitely got like an aggressive edge to the tone, which I really like. It's quite fast. Let's look at the EQ, right? So you've got bass, does what it says on the packet. If I turn it, interestingly and thankfully, everything's usable on the EQ. Nothing's kind of sort of like, oh, that's too much. So even with the bass pumped right up, super warm. We'll go on to the treble now, and then we'll focus on the mids. So the treble. Now if we look at the mids, we've got two mids, as I said, we've got low mids and high mids. The cool thing about this is you can actually select what frequency you change. Okay, so the low mids, we've got 500, 1 and 250 hertz here. And then we can dial that in, and then on the high mids, again, we can select, we've got 3 different frequency options for the high mid control as well. So really, really flexible. Now, over here is the drive section, and what they've done is put 2 pedals in one unit. They've put their VMT pedal, it's like a vintage tube pedal in, and they've also put the B3K as well. And each of the pedals has got its own personality, which again is what I'm after. I'm after things with personality. What we can do is to actually kick this in, we just put that down. So I've kicked the, what's it called again? The Microtubes engine. I've put that in. Love these names, right? I've kicked the Microtubes engine in, but as you'll see, no tonal difference because I've got everything turned down. So first of all is level, so that's the level of the drive. So let's put it at 12 o'clock, right? It's not doing anything right now because obviously we've not added any drive. And then blend is your blend between your clean and distorted signal. You want this because a lot of the time you still want to retain some of the clean signal because that's where the bottom end is, right? You don't want to just have distortion because you'll lose bottom end. So, but for this, we're going to put the blend right up and then we'll dial in the clean afterwards, okay? So we've got the blend right up. We've got the drive right down. And as I crank it up, you can hear it getting more and more. And at the minute we've got it on the VM, no, we've got on the B3K. That's it cranked all the way up. Now the tone, let's leave it cranked up so we can get the maximum effect, so we can hear the differences between the two. Now the tone is what it says on the packet, it changes the tone. And for me, I think it goes from an ooh to an ah. Check it out. Ooh to an ah, right? I kind of like it just backed off from there a bit. So now you've heard the B3K, let me just show you what the VMT sounds like. And again, I would say that the B3K has just got more of a mid scoop. Again, it's that oh to ah sound, right? So that's the B3K, that mid scoop. VMT, oh. B3K. And lastly, let's just look at the blend so you can hear that. I'm just going to put the B3K on. Clean sound, right? But it still retains that click. If I just turn up to say 10 o'clock, you can hear that real clean signal underneath it. Obviously, guys, you don't need to crank everything up like I've done. There's a ton of different tones in between, but this is just to give you an idea of the versatility of this amp and what you can get out of it. Now, I expect you want to know how you can win it, right? Well, all you need to do, guys, to enter the competition to win this is, Gav, what should we ask them to do in the comments? Okay, I've got it, right? So, first of all, you need to obviously subscribe to the channel. You can do so under this video. And secondly, I want you to leave a comment underneath this video, right? Telling me if we were to get one of the sort of like a rockier bass player to create a course for Scott's Bass Lessons, who would it be, right? So a rockier bass player, doesn't have to be just rocky, it could be metal, thrash, whatever, right? Who would you want to see teaching at Scott's Bass Lessons? Let me know in the comments, and we will draw it at the end of this month, okay? So actually, no, let's do it before. Friday 22nd, we'll reveal the winner. Okay, guys, so as always, see you in the shed, and say bye to Gav as well, because what are you going to be doing this afternoon, Gav?
I'll be sucking the carpet.
He's going to be sucking the carpet.
Right.
Sucking the carpet? Oh, that sounds grim, doesn't it? Anyway, take it easy, guys, bye. Whoa, 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 where are you going? If you haven't subscribed to the Scott's Bass Lessons channel yet here on YouTube, click the link, subscribe. I release 2 videos like this every single week. You can also check out our other videos over there, and if you've not checked out scottsbasslessons.com membership, check it out. You can grab your 14-day free trial over there.